Hey, welcome back to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video, man. Look, Blac Youngsta, the #1 target, man. Everybody knows this, man. He got too many connections with the people, man. And also, you gotta understand that Key Glock too. You can't rule Key Glock out, man. Look, Key Glock got that picture where straight drop in the back and MTZ, and Dolph wore a yellow shirt. Key Glock do all this weird yellow stuff, yellow cars and everything. Blac Youngsta already had charges of conspiracy on Dolph before from that 2017 100 shots thing. And you got to understand, Yo Gotti brother Big Jook, he the one that hit Dolph in LA and all that stuff. So there goes your connection from all those people, right? And then Key Glock, the one that did the setup from inside, you had to have an inside guy. And I don't know what Key Glock was up to, but I think when Dolph turned down that 22 deal, basically it was some things in there where if he would have did that deal, Key Glock would have got a sign to a big label, everything like that too. So, but Key didn't want to do that. He gifted Dolph that yellow shirt. That yellow shirt, Dolph didn't buy that. Key Glock gave it to him. He got it as a gift. He gave him that gift for some reason, and he told him to wear it so he could shoot that music video. And then Key Glock dropped the location saying, hey, he got the yellow shirt on. But you got to understand, everybody was working together, man. At this point, there's so much information about how, if it's CMG, PRE, Trula, and everything, it's all of them. They all had a part to play. And, man, you got to understand that Dolph was all of their bosses, and if they don't want to have a boss, they probably didn't like their teacher. They probably never had good like their managers at work and stuff. So who's to say that they like Dolph being their boss? So you got to understand that thing too. And then the fact that they all these people, man, they want to be on somebody else's payroll. They don't want to have to deal with the responsibility of working hard for your stuff and owning like Dolph did. Because Dolph did ownership stuff, he had to understand the ins and outs and really learn, man. And it took him, years and stuff like that. But these other cats, man, they wanted it so quick. A lot of people nowadays, they want to just jump and fast forward right to getting the money. So that's why they're willing to basically sign to places, man. And it's a lot of crazy stuff coming out about how Key Glock already knew straight drop and they were basically hanging out after the fact that that Dolph incident happened. And so, if straight drop was there, and he was, but he played a part in that distraction of what happened on the outside. And Key Glock watching on his phone, he was watching people dragging Dolph's body basically through one of the buildings. I think it was the Makedas. And you could see that Dolph was laying on the ground with the yellow shirt, and he still had the jewelry on. You could see the watch reflection, diamonds on it, and he's laying on his back with the yellow shirt. And that's what Key Glock's watching in the picture of that video that OG dropped. So what y'all got to realize is the fact that these guys knew what was about to happen with Dolph, and they participated to get some kind of payment out of it. And they double-crossed, turned their back on him, man. A lot of people, man, they're quick to fall. Loyalty doesn't go a long way anymore. And you got to understand that's the situation that's going on with Key Glock. And the hate these days, the people in these poverty-stricken areas where they got the mentality of the crabs in the barrel type of stuff. So if one guy is shining like Dolph and he's the boss, then they don't want to, see him be the only person that shines. They're like, you know what, we'd rather have his downfall and try to steal from him. And you got to understand, a lot of people were stealing everything, man. When they had tied up Dolph and everything and snaked him after that clinic interview, and he was supposed to go on the way to that turkey drive, they snaked him, man. And what they did is that they tied him up and they forced him into that room that was depicted in that 901 Trigger Trey and Raven music video where they had a guy tied up in a room. That should be evidence right there, and they should get they should definitely get looked at by the feds, and definitely some type of time that they could get behind that. I don't know why they dropped it, but it's subliminal to tell you that that's exactly what they did to Dolph. So as I was saying, they had him tied up in a room, just like Raven 901 Trigger Tree showing the video, and they made him sign all the paperwork, giving over basically PRE to Daddy O, letting all the artists off the label. Everybody paid to get their wishes done on what Dolph was gonna sign paperwork on when they had him tied up. It was people like, yeah, I'll give you this much so you can make him sign this, saying that I could get out. And they basically used that moment to all, like, get everything in paperwork so they could, legally try to rob him and have everything turned over to them. They all created little LLCs to have everything pushed over into their trusts. And so going on from there, that's how they took like more properties off of his name. They took these businesses and certain deals and contracts, the distribution deal that Makedas had to the airport vendor on Airways. You got to understand, Dolph is the person that flew the most out of that whole community. He was at the airport more. So if he really liked cookies, don't you think he would have ordered cookies at the airport too? And maybe would have put Makedas on to the airport vendors, since he's the guy that likes cookies. And maybe that's the only reason he deals with Makedas, is because he's like, you know what? Let me find a cookie shop in the hood. It's only like one or two of them, because Makedas is a setup operation. So what happens is that Dolph tries to help him out by getting him the connection to the chefs that he met in the airport on his private jet, when he asked them to cater a bunch of snacks and everything, because they were celebrating that 420 album he had, that back in the day, that mixtapes. So he actually found out that he could do a distribution deal just like he did with his own business and music, and he could do that with somebody that's a business that's local, so that he could actually get the ball rolling quicker and get the money coming in faster, because everything is done on Airways. You got to understand the proximity of Makedas to Airways, man. So that's what he was doing. He's like, oh, I could have these guys to be in operation, and they right down the road from each other. So when they do a delivery and they do this and that, the check can be cut just as quick as it takes them to drive down there. And that's why he did that. And he says, I could go take the check from the airport when I land to Makedas to give them their cut. And da 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 da. And he comes in all cash. And he cashes out the entire amount, then goes to Makedas to count it all with them, and then gives them their share. So that's why they made it seem like he came to Makedas or anything, but he didn't actually. What he was gonna do was basically send the money to Makedas, but they wanted him to come there, and that he wasn't gonna come this time, and so they forced him to, play. They basically said, hey, we got to run that move now, that whole setup, so that, because he's not gonna show up this time to Makedas willingly, and so what they wanted to do was get him to come there with the money, but they ended up getting him earlier after the clinic at the turkey drives, just in case that he didn't show up to the Makedas, because it could have been a situation where he left town right after the turkey drives. Somebody could have said that, but that's why they took his keys at the clinic, because to make sure that he doesn't leave town without going and ending up at Makedas, they needed to find a way to get him at Makedas. And so that's the whole situation that's going on, man. And subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below what you think. If you rocking with Young Dolph, comment down below and like the video. If you rocking with PRE, and let me know what you guys' feelings are about this.